Hey everyone, good morning and welcome to the Wreath Workshop. I am Ashley Greenwood from 3 Little Greenwoods Creations. It is summertime. I just got back from vacation and I am excited to start this bow making Monday with you. We are going to be talking about some beautiful patriotic ribbons that I got from the company called TMI Gifts. They're a great family owned company. And I loved sharing new places for you to shop. So come on in and let's get started. Let me know where you are watching from. If you're watching right now, you might be watching the replay over on Facebook. So good morning, my Facebook friends. Comment and let me know, what are you doing and where are you from? Before we get started, I have to show you this gorgeous watermelon wreath that we made last week. And I'm excited to share with you that I am going to be starting a new website with all of my tutorials on there. And that is going to be one of them. I'm going to teach you step by step how to make my wreaths, my designs, video tutorials, supply list, all the things. So let's talk about this one first. Now, of course, this is in my Etsy shop. So if you don't want to make a wreath, you don't want to learn how to make wreaths, I got you covered. So we made this last week on a live. Look at the beautiful bows. I love this summer sign. Love the watermelon ribbon. Going to be sharing all the details about that in my website that is coming soon. It's going to have all of my tutorials on there. I've been working really hard behind the scenes. So let's get started with Bow Making Monday. TMI Gifts reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and asked if I would like some ribbon, and of course I said yes. So let's talk about it. They sent me lots of different patriotic ribbons, and we're going to talk about the ones that they sent and how I'm going to mix them up, and then we're going to get started making bows together. So focal ribbons. Focal ribbons are the ones that have a really pretty design or something a little unique about them, like this fireworks ribbon. How pretty is that? It has like a fuzzy edge, a little bit of sparkle to it. There's glitter on the ribbon as well. So this is definitely what I would consider a focal ribbon. Also, the gnomes. Now listen, I was talking about gnomes a couple of months ago about how I didn't like them, but y'all, that is super cute. So yay for the gnomes. I really like this ribbon. I have never seen a ribbon like this before. It's a patchwork ribbon. Has anyone else seen it? Super pretty, very unique. We're going to use that to make a bow today. And then there is this directional ribbon. It says USA and America. Perfect for the 4th of July. You can also use ribbons like this throughout the summer, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day maybe even. So let's get started. And I'm going to teach you a trick about using directional ribbon. I know this ribbon is backwards for you. I apologize for that. I'm going to try to flip it over later. But I'm going to teach you a trick about how to use directional ribbon because it's kind of tricky, just to be honest. So let's get started. I'm going to leave that there. So it is a dreary day here in South Carolina. It's very dark. In my wreath workshop this morning, there's no sunshine, but that's okay because we got lights, right? Good morning, Tammy. Welcome. Good morning, Dawn. Guys, I love it when you say good morning to me. So say hey. Let me know what you're up to. I'm going to angle the camera down just a little bit so we can talk about what's going on. I make all of the bows in my wreath workshop on this tool right here. It is an easy bow maker. You can find it in my Amazon storefront. It looks a little different now. This is the one that my grandmother gave me years ago, but it's the same concept, okay? It's got a ruler on it. I love this thing. I have just enough carpal tunnel that I can't hold all of the ribbon in my hands. So I use a bow maker. Good morning, Becky. Good morning, Jackie. Thanks for saying hey. So let's get started. I'm going to talk about this in just a minute, but let's move it to the side. That also came from TMI Gifts. They have wreath signs. They got all kinds of stuff. all sorts of stuff, y'all. Okay, let's start with the patchwork because that's adorable. Good morning, Martha. Good morning, Jen. I'm so glad you were here. So when I look at a focal ribbon, I like to add lots of different ribbons with it because that makes a really interesting and custom looking bow. It's very fancy. So that's what we're going to do. Of course, we're going to pull out the red and the white and the blue, but look at what's in there. So we have stars. We have a little bit of like a buffalo check, a little bit of check action. There's stripes. There's gingham. All kinds of patterns that you can come up with. I know, I love this ribbon too. It's really unique. I haven't seen it anywhere else. So let's pair that ribbon with this plaid or buffalo check. It's red and white. Good morning, guys. And let's also use this as well. In my workshop, I have, hold on, drat, I have a navy in the room next door, but I'm not going to go get it because you guys don't want to see me jump up and run and go get ribbon. But I would also add a really pretty navy to this as well. Let's choose one more. Let's choose this bad guy, big boy. It's a little tricky. Stay tuned. I'm going to teach you how to work with it. So we've got 4 ribbons. I'm going to move the other ribbons out of the way. We have our really 2 focal ribbons, but they coordinate beautifully together. The quilt or the patchwork, and then the America and USA. Then we have 2 other ribbons to go with it. A navy would be beautiful. Even like a bright blue would be really pretty to go with that. I would choose that to go with it. The color of my jumper would also be really, really pretty. I'm going to angle the camera down so you guys can see what I'm doing. If you guys have any questions about wreath making or bow making, just let me know. If you're curious about any of the tools that I use or any of the supplies that I use, they're all in my Amazon storefront, so you can go and check that out. Because when I first started making wreaths, I would watch people and wonder, where the heck did they get that from? Well, now I'm sharing. So let's start with our patchwork on the bottom. I'm going to build my bow up from the bottom to the top on this Easy Bow Maker. This is a 2.5 inch wired ribbon. All of this ribbon came from TMI Gifts. You guys should check them out. They have a great website. I'm going to toss it. I'm going to toss the spool of ribbon in a plastic box that I have in the floor just to contain it and to help it roll out much easier. So let's do a big one. I want a big one because I want to be able to see the words and the letters on this America ribbon. So we're going to make a big bow with long tails so we can see it. I'm going to use the entire length of my Easy Bow Maker. The Easy Bow Maker has a ruler on it, which makes it really, really simple for those of us that are just starting out. So I'm going to make, this is a 16-inch board, so 16 inches. Guys, thanks for the hearts. I appreciate that. I hope that you enjoy hanging out with me this morning. We just got back from the beach, and you should see the explosion of laundry downstairs. It's holy moly. My children don't know this yet, but as soon as they open their bedroom doors, they're going to have a list of things to do because Mama needs some help, right? I am making a 6-inch loop on my right side. Guys, tell me, is it switched for you? Is this the right-hand side? Sometimes these cameras like reverse the image, and I am never sure. So 6-inch loop on one side. As I make my loop, I need to flip. I don't know how to flip. Hey, Carolina Wreath, there, I haven't seen you in a while. I don't know how to flip it on TikTok, so sorry. I'll flip it later when I edit the video. As I am making my loops, I twist my ribbon completely over. So the bottom of the ribbon is facing up. It is very important that you do that because that's how you get a big poofy bow, which is what I want. Let's make another 6-inch loop. Pushing that ribbon down in the middle. And then I'm going to cut my tail. Oh, someone says that I'm on their right side. It's in the settings. Okay, Carolina Wreather, is it in the settings like before I push go live? Is that in the settings? I'm afraid if I start pushing the buttons, y'all are going to go away. Sorry. I don't want you guys to go away. You'll notice that I cut all of my tails on a diagonal. I do not do a dovetail. That's just my personal preference. Lots of wreath makers do, and that's fantastic. It's just not what I do. We're all different, right? So you can see I have a big bow with a long tail. Put that down right there. Now let's come in with this red and white gingham. I like this ribbon a lot. It's got a good weight. Yes, all of these ribbons are wired. It is really, really important. Really important, wired ribbon. Unless you're going for a more modern, minimalistic look, which is beautiful. It's just not my thing. What do you guys think? Are you minimalist when it comes to wreath making, or are you like, give me all the things? Let me know. Hello, Reads and More by Honey Bunny in North Carolina. I'm so glad you're joining me this morning. I love seeing new people. I love meeting new wreath makers. There are lots of us, and that's fantastic because there are millions of doors in the world, people. So it is totally okay. Do not ever, listen, don't stop your progress or your momentum because you think that, well, Ashley's making wreaths and Julie's making wreaths and Cara's making wreaths. It doesn't matter. You're going to make different wreaths than I am. So don't let your fear of competition stop you from doing what you want to do. Okay? That's my TED Talk for the morning. Give you all the things. I'm so glad you're here this morning. I'm just repeating my pattern. I have a really long tail, 16 inches, and then I'm making 2 6-inch loops. So it's going to be big and loopy with lots of tails. Do I measure out all bows at 6 inches? No, I don't. I make them different. Oh, well, thank you, Marietta. She says she enjoys hanging out and watching me make some bows. Measuring this. Red is my favorite color, y'all. So all of this red, white, and blue really makes me happy. The gingham is a 2.5-inch wired ribbon. Both of these are 2.5-inch wired. Do I have a YouTube channel? Yes, I do. It is 3 Little Greenwoods. So on TikTok, I am Ashley's Wreath Class because I got a wild hair and I changed it. But everywhere else, I am 3 Little Greenwoods. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, all the things. Kathy says her favorite color is red too. It is my favorite, and if you look in my closet, you will definitely see I got a lot of red, not so much green. So here's our first 2. I want you to notice that I have moved my loops to where I want them to be. I don't leave them all stacked up along the board. I move them around because when I tighten them up, they're going to be beautiful and they're going to be in the right place, and it makes life easier. I'm tucking my tails underneath my table and put my board right here. Okay, let's open this up. TMI gifts, y'all. Oops, sorry. Check it out. Y'all, that's fancy ribbon, okay? I had no idea. So let's talk about it. So this ribbon is fancy because it has a beautiful pattern on the front, but also you have a solid color on the back. That is so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love it. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Talia. Am I working on orders? I am just making some bows to list in my Etsy shop with ribbons from TMI Gifts. So, y'all, super excited about this ribbon. Super. I did not know it would do that. So you see how, I should have known. Do you see how they've got it curled up right here at the beginning? I'm leaving that alone because I want to be able to see that. So here we go. 16 inches down in the middle. This is a 1.5 inch wired ribbon. Gonna pull it down, twist it over. Gonna do 6 inches again. It's a really good weight of ribbon. Some ribbon, especially if it's satin ribbon, it can be really thin. It can be kind of hard to work with. Beautiful ribbon, but a little tricky. This has a really nice weight to it. Guys, if you know someone else that you think that would love to learn about bow making or wreath making, if you would share this video with them, I would really, really appreciate it. So I'm going to use my first ribbon to measure my second, and I'm going to make it a little bit long so I can roll up the edges, because we want to see the fanciness of this two-sided ribbon. Linda says, I would think there would be plenty of consumers for many wreath designs. You're right. There are. See, I'm going to roll it up so you can see the difference. So pretty. So we have a lot of tails, lots of loopies, pushing down in the middle as I work. You have to keep pressure in between these dowels that hold the ribbon. Hey Nina, yes I am on YouTube. You can go and check me out there. 3 Little Greenwoods, the number 3. All right, let's work with the star of the show. This is gorgeous ribbon. It says America, also says USA. Now, directional ribbon is tricky. Okay, this is directional ribbon. That means there is a definite right side up and upside down. And you want to make sure that your words are going the right way so that when people look at your designs, they can read them and they're not thinking, what the heck is that? So let's get busy. It is such pretty ribbon, I know. So here's what I am thinking. Let me unwind some. All right, so it's cut half of America off. I can have the USA, or I can have my big tail coming down, say America, and that's what I want. So let's see. So my tail coming down is going to be this whole word, which looks like it's backwards. I'm so sorry. I'm going to measure it. Let's do a little bit more. Okay, so I'm centering this in the middle of my tail. I'm going to push it down in the Easy Bow Maker. Smush that ribbon down in the middle. Now I have way too much ribbon for my tail, and I'm just going to trim it off and save it because I'm not getting rid of it. Just tucking it underneath the table to get it out of the way. Twist that ribbon so that it is upside down. Now you're going to notice that this USA is going to be on the back of the loop. And let's see. So for this first loop, it's just going to be stars. So we got lucky because we don't have to worry about it looking odd. Hold on, I'm thinking, guys. I think I'm going to do, okay, pushing it down, twisting this ribbon over, now as I make the second loop, my words, my letters are going the right way, so I'm just going to go with it. Pushing it down. And I want this little tail is going to be facing up. So I'm just going to give it a rough cut right there on that USA. Right. I'm thinking. Let's get it that way. There we go. All right, so here's what I've done. I have a super long tail with the word America. I have 2 loops on either side, and then I have the second tail going straight up. All right, so we don't have 2 of these, we only have 1. It's gonna look beautiful. I'm gonna grab my zip tie. These are my most favorite. They're in my Amazon storefront. They're like Goldilocks. They're just right. Not too big, not too little. 8 inches, but the perfect width for me. And this is bind wire. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I love bind wire. It is simply wire covered in paper, and I can cut it to the length of what I want it to be. You could also use pipe cleaners. So don't let the fact that you don't have bind wire stop you. Just get some pipe cleaners. It's okay. It's totally okay. I'm going to cut about a 16-inch length of this bind wire with my heavy duty wire cutters. Get these. They don't have to be this brand, but get yourself some heavy duty wire cutters, okay? I'm going to take my wire and slide it underneath all of this ribbon. Then grab my zip tie. Going to do the same. I'm just going to slide it underneath all of this ribbon. Push down in the middle. Now, as I tighten my zip tie, I'm going to make sure that I am catching that bind wire, because the bind wire is what you're going to use to attach it to wherever you want it to go. Which is really important. Going to tighten my zip tie buckle just a little bit. You can see it's right down there. See, that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to gently lift it all up without shifting the loops. This is a little tricky, but with practice you can do it, okay? I'm just going to gently lift it up. Put my thumb in the middle. Line up my wire on the back. That, making sure it's even on both sides. I'm going to take my zip tie and gently pull it to the back without moving the loops. Pull it to the back, line everything up. Okay, now I'm going to squeeze it together and tighten it really, really good. Cut off the back of the zip tie with the flat side of your wire cutter. My trash can is overflowing, y'all. I've got to clean up this week. I've got to make that happen. I'm going to twist my bind wire. Give it 2 good twists. Good morning, Christine. I'm so glad you're here this morning. We're making patriotic bows with ribbons from TMI Gifts. Okay, let's turn it around so you guys can see what's going on. Remember, this is way too long. I'm going to cut it right here. And yes, I'm saving this because that's fancy ribbon. So here's what we've got. We've got lots of beautiful tails. We've got our word America coming down. Really pretty loops. Got our little baby tail up here in the middle. This ribbon is so good. It is so thick and such high quality that the loops are just going to be beautiful without a whole lot of fluffing. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a gorgeous bow. How pretty would this be, like on a mailbox or on a pre-made wreath by your front door? Oh my gosh. On your banister, on your mantle. Some people decorate their mantles. I wish I was that person, but I could barely keep the floor vacuumed. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh. It's going to be in the Etsy shop. Give me a couple of days to take glamorous shots of this beautiful thing and it will be up. Okay, let's make something different. So this was ginormous. This is a ginormous bow. I totally forgot to tell you guys. There's a free bow making tutorial in the link in my profile. You know where the link is. You can make this. I've got a step-by-step video. Go check it out. It would look beautiful on a lantern, a big lantern. Or listen, out in our front yard, we have a light post, like a black light post. This would be so pretty on that. Gorgeous. Okay, now, since we made a ginormous one, let's make it itty bitty. You often will see pretty little signs like this. So this is a wreath sign, but it can also be, you can put this in your kitchen, on your pantry door. You can put it on your front door, maybe your back door. It's a little wooden sign with a little jute hanger on it. And it's super cute like this, but wouldn't it be really cute if it had a sweet little bow on it? Let's make one. So first let's talk about this sign. This came from TMI Gifts. It's pretty small. I used it on a teardrop swag, a patriotic wreath teardrop swag. It is 12 inches. So from side to side, from point to point, it is 12 inches. So it's relatively small, unlike this bad boy, which is ginormous. That's about 16 inches. That came from Hobby Lobby. They said they still have them, so you can go and check them out. But let me teach you how to make a little bow to go on a little wooden sign like this. You're not going to need much ribbon. It's going to be super, super easy. So let's get started. Because this is only 12 inches, it has to be a little bow, which is kind of hard for me, but we're going to make it anyway. Ooh, Linda, that big bow would look beautiful on porch lights. Yes, it would. Okay, so let's see. Little bow. Let's see what we need to get started. I'm not feeling this ribbon. So this is 1.5 inches. This is a really pretty print, but I don't really think that they go together. Like the blues don't quite match. So I'm going to set this one aside. Yes, on the stripe, because stripes are everything. We have a silver. That would be pretty. I think I'm going to go with 1.5 inches because that's pretty. That is really pretty. Maybe we'll try this one. Put that in the pile. And our fancy ribbon. Let's try it. Okay, remember, we're making a teeny tiny bow. Now, I really do like this firework ribbon, and it really looks really pretty with the signs, so let's try it. Okay, check this out, guys. So pretty. I love the color of blue. You can see there's glitter. The edges are fuzzy and have a little bit of glitter in them. The puppy is up here. She's having a dream. So if you see weirdness, that's what she's doing. Tracy, so you cannot find the link to my shop, my Etsy shop, or my Amazon storefront. Tell me, do I ship to the UK? I do not. I'm so sorry. Let's start with this one. Gonna drop it down in my bucket. And I am thinking that we are just gonna need let's see. So on the Easy Bow Maker, there is a ruler, which is amazingly helpful. And I'm thinking that our little bow is gonna need to be in between the 4-inch and the 3-inch mark on either side. Tracy, you should be able to find my Etsy shop by going to the link in my profile here on TikTok. There is a button that says Etsy shop. So let me know if you can't find it, okay? You can always send me a direct message. So there we go. So I'm making my tail 4 inches because it has to be little. Maybe like 4.5. Maybe 5. 5. Smushing this ribbon down. And I'm going to cut 5 inches on the other. I'm not doing a loop. I'm just doing some pretty tails. Oh my goodness, that's good ribbon. So first, we just have a piece of ribbon. Next, let's come in with our silver. 1.5 inch wired ribbon, super glittery, but it's not shedding. So I don't know what kind of magic this ribbon has, but it isn't a shedding glitter ribbon. If you're a wreath maker, you know what I'm talking about. When Christmas comes, y'all, I just said that and there's I lied. There's glitter all on the front of my shirt. When Christmas comes, even fall, we get covered in glitter. And Christmas is coming. All right, another 5-inch tail. Pushing down in the middle. Twisting this ribbon completely over. And I'm going to do a 4-inch loop. Push that down, twisting it over. Four-inch loop. Pushing it down and cut my tail. There we go. Wrong way. second layer. All right. Now we're going to come in with our really sweet red and white stripe. Wired ribbon. It is satiny. It means it's kind of slippery, but it's got a really good wire, which means it's going to make a really pretty bow loop. Cut my tail. So with this layer, this is going to be my top layer, and I'm going to do 2 tails with a little button loop in the middle. Push it down, twisting that ribbon completely over. I'm going to make this loop about 3 inches. Just one loop. So here's what we have going on. You can see that there are 2 tails on one side and just 1 loop on the other. Let me grab my... Okay, let me think about how we're going to do this. So this bow is going to be stapled or glued to the top of our cute little sign, all right? Not that I've got my hot glue gun ready. So I am not going to need bind wire. I'm not going to need a pipe cleaner. I am just going to use a zip tie because it's going to be glued down. Let's get this zip tie going on. You could also staple it, but honestly, I think hot glue would be just fine. Pull it up. Put my thumb in the middle. I'm going to pull this zip tie to the back. Now this is what I call my button loop, and it's going to go in the middle, so I'm going to put my thumb in it. Pull my tails around and tighten it down as tight as you can get it. And then we got just a sweet little bow. Now you can see that my red and white tails are kind of on the same side, and they're not making me happy because they're not going in opposite directions. We're just going to tug them to where we want them. The zip tie holds everything in place, so you don't have to worry about it. Hey Jess, you never thought about using a zip tie. Oh my goodness, yes. I don't know who I learned that from, but I learned it from another wreath maker. Probably Damon. And when I first started making wreaths, I just used floral wire, and I could never get my bows to look like what I wanted because you have to pull them really, really tight to get them to pop. So zip ties are amazing. So here is our little bow. Now this is looking really large, so let's see what it looks like. So you can take it, because you're just going to glue it where you want it. You could put it up here at the top. That's kind of cute. I like it. You could put it like right here. That's really cute too. Love it. Good morning, Texas. It's looking kind of large to me, so I'm going to cut some of these tails. Just to bring them down a notch. Because you don't want your bows to be so big that you can't see your sign. You can still see the really pretty focal ribbon in the back. That is really cute. My goodness. I should sell this in the Etsy shop because that's adorable. So today I showed you how to make two small. I showed you how to make two completely different bow recipes. We made this sweet little bow right here to go on a sign, and these signs are everywhere. You can get this one from TMI Gifts, but as you're out shopping, Hobby Lobby has signs like this. Michael's has signs. We have a store near us called Carolina Pottery. They've got tons of signs. And you could just make yourself a sweet little bow for a door hanger. It's adorable. All right, guys, I am signing off for the day because we were on vacation last week and I have buku orders that they got to get out like today. So I'm going to get started on my orders. Let's see. Linda is asking, what do I use to keep my ribbon on the roll? Let me show you. Super simple. It's just a straight pin. See? I just ordered some straight pins and I use them to keep them on the roll. I also store my ribbons on shoe racks, metal shoe racks. I have lots of ribbon. If you're a wreath maker, give me a heart if you got tons of ribbons. And I want to be able to see my ribbons. I really don't want to have to store them unless I absolutely have to. And so I store my ribbon on shoe racks in my little warehouse space, the room over the garage. You can find those shoe racks in my Amazon storefront. Someone was just asking, is this going to be reposted? I am going to download this and upload it to Facebook, hopefully today, if I can get to it. So yeah, let me see if I missed any other questions. What is the thing called that helps me make the bows? This is an easy bow maker. It looks different. This one looks different than the ones you can find on Amazon. My grandmother gave this to me 15 years ago. So this one looks a little different, but it's the same concept. It's an easy bow maker. It's in my Amazon storefront. Some people say that you can find them at Michael's. I don't know. It's just easier for me to get things off of Amazon. It's my thing. Let's see what else I have missed. Someone asked if I made the wooden door hanger. No, I didn't. I am not that crafty. I got this from TMI Gifts. But like I said, you can find wooden door hangers all over the place. Walmart has had some really cute ones. That watermelon sign came from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, even Tractor Supply. So as you're out shopping, see what you can find. Could you just use ribbon tails to make a bow? Linda is asking. Yeah, you could. You could just use pieces of ribbon. Some people call those a funky bow, maybe, where they're just using leftover pieces of ribbons. So yeah. How do you attach these to your doors? Well, this has a hanger on the back. So you would need to use a nail or a hook or a command strip, my favorites, and you could hang it just like that. Adorable. So pretty. All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thank you for following along. I will be live again on Thursday about 1:30ish. Get on my email list and I'll send you a message letting you know when I am going live. Don't forget to be on the lookout for my new website with all of my tutorials. I have been working behind the scenes for forever trying to get that up and going. Technology is fantastic, but it can be tricky. So I can't wait to share that with you. Guys, have a great day and I will talk with you later. Bye, everyone.